one of the brave ones that has your camera on. Thank you guys. I will see the fact that you have your hand up and I can bring you on and unmute you. For everyone else at the bottom, Rafael, I got you. At the bottom of your Zoom window, do you see this little smiley face thing? And it says reactions. If you click that just once, there's a way to raise your hand. It says raise hand, digitally speaking, and that lets me know you have a question. I can bring you on. If you don't want to turn your camera on, you don't have to turn your camera on. Okay, I hate being on video. It's my job, so I have to do it. So you can ask just via audio if you're so inclined, and then if you've got questions that you want to throw into the chat, you can throw questions into the chat. If you're one of the ones that's watching on Facebook or YouTube or Twitter, now X, I will see your comments and I can respond to those too. But kick us off today, Rafael. You'll need to unmute, Rafael. I'll let you know when you get it. Gotcha.
I'm good. I was I was looking at you and I saw your comments. I do photography and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have a question. I just wanted to see what was your view of your inputs about doing this advertising and stuff like that. I'm grateful for all your inputs and all your comments and all your wits about it. It's incredible.
I appreciate that.
I have done work, but not like amazing, like something humongous.
Mm-hmm.
But little by little, I am about to retire for what I'm doing, and I want to do something like it would be comfortable and be easy to do and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And even though there's a lot of artists over there that are struggling and doing their jobs, it's crazy. Like people, with a little input that you get, like you have done, and this person have succeeded. I think that it's incredible. But thank you for your service.
Yeah, I'm happy to do it. Yeah, I would say, if you're just getting started, right, and you have some originals. One, you got to get some prints, but that whole print giveaway loop, like, definitely go and listen to the podcast episode because it's 45 minutes. You guys just heard about it for like 5 minutes. Like, when you hear 45 minutes of me ranting about it, it'll make more sense. I use a bunch of different use cases and everything else, but it is an absolutely fantastic way to get the word out there and grow an art business, because every single solitary person on this call, Rafael, has a marketing problem. They have work, they love creating it, and no one's seen it. So they have no idea how to sell it, if it will even sell, if they're on the right track. And guess what? No one is going to just randomly knock on your door and discover you. That is not how it works in this particular business, in this particular world. And far too many artists sit on the sidelines and hope that somehow someone's magically going to come discover them, and it just doesn't work that way. So if you want to get the work in front of eyeballs, you got to do the work to do it. And that technique, that tactic that I just recommended is extremely effective. It's extremely, extremely effective. So I literally recommend it for everybody. But thank you. Number one, congrats on near retirement. Huge congrats. That's just really, really felicitaciones, right? That's just a huge congrats. And yeah, keep watching. There's a ton you can learn. All right, Tashea, is it Tashea?
Hey, it's Leticia or Tisha.
Tisha. Got
thank you so much for all of the information. I'm going to kind of piggyback off of Rafael that I'm actually a talent manager, and I just acquired a new client who is Eric Porter. He is a published, I guess he's a little somewhat renowned visual artist. He does surrealism, and I am new at this. Representing and managing an artist. And so I joined this just to get more insight on it. He's a little starving right now, and therefore he's looking to myself and my company to kind of get him out of that starving artist mode.
Yep.
He's literally had clients such as Pixar and Disney and write-ups and things like that in major magazines. And to be at this level, it doesn't make sense to me. So I said, let me look into more information about how to, sell art for an artist or manage an artist, or what is it that I can do to help pull him out of something like this, because I feel like he should be selling a lot more. Yeah. And so just based on what you told me today, I can see where he's falling short. And that 1, 2, 3,
Tisha,
those
it's
three,
almost all artists and photographers falling short.
right?
It's almost all of them. Like it's, you know, if you contemplate the paradigm that like has ruined everybody in this industry is the paradigm, and it's like it goes all the way back to the art history books, because everyone learns in the art history books, and take your pick, whatever European king it was, right? And the king would have an endowment, and you would hire artists just to create, and that was their whole job. They just got paid to create, like they were the court artist or whatever. And then fast forward to the art gallery model, okay? And this is just good edification for you. Utterly, totally, and completely exploitative business model, because the only way an artist or a photographer can be successful is if they build long term, is if they build a list of collectors, i.e., they know who's purchasing their work, right? And so when you have the ability for people to come back, repeat business, and then come back and just keep buying and buying and buying. It's like it's kind of like sneakerheads or people that collect the cards. Like there's certain industries in which collectors, are a phenomenon, and God bless that the arts is one of them, because you need them, right?
Right.
So everyone got stuck then in the model of the gallery, and the gallery is exploitated because it's a 50-50 haircut. They take 50, they give you 50, and then they don't tell you who purchases the work. Right. It's sold to the artist as that same, 15th century Europe model where you just create and you don't have to do anything else. Well, now we're in a world, COVID obliterated half those businesses, the retail art galleries. And so now their leverage went from already extreme to super extreme, because just as many artists wanting to get in, half the retail footprint. And so the only way to get there is, like I explained at the beginning, is you have to take your marketing seriously, and there's no one that's going to do it for you, and no one wants to do it. And every single solitary artist and photographer, for the most part, treats their marketing like they do a New Year's resolution. This is going to be my year. Tisha, this is going to be my year. I'm going to do it. You sign up for the gym in January. You're going 4 days a week. This is great. The rubber meets the road somewhere in February. And then by March, you haven't been once all month. Rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Wake up 20 years later and nothing's happened, right? So that's the vicious cycle that is this business. And, even your guy, I'm sure he had some great level of success, but I'm also sure he doesn't have an email list. He probably has a minimal following on Facebook and Instagram. And, you're going the route that he did, you're as good as your last at bat. That's it.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I agree 100% with that.
Yeah.
And that was one of the first questions I asked him when I do consultations. Do you have a customer list of email addresses that we can, send newsletters out, or just new products?
It's not the way it works. It's total bullshit. Even if I did, it wouldn't do anything for you, because it's 50-50, the majority of the sales. 50% is the work and the quality of the work. 50% is the story, the narrative, who the artist is, what makes them tick, what makes them interesting. Are they a dog person, a cat person? How do they have their creative eye? What do they do? Or do they do CrossFit? Are they foodies? Do they, all of that type of stuff. And there's an emotional bond that needs to take place for the art to sell. And that doesn't happen randomly with the collector list. So it just doesn't work.
Right. Got it.
Yeah.
Love it. Love this stuff. So just kind of, if you could just kind of recap where we can continue to get these podcasts that you do, because I know you said you got like a few you went into it deeper for 45 minutes.
Yeah. So I don't know, the podcast is really a pain in the butt to share links, because it really comes down to what service do you listen to it on, right? Like, if most people are on an iPhone. If you're on an iPhone, all you have to do is just go to Podcast. It's an app that Apple gives you. But some people like Spotify. Some people listen on Overcast. There's like a million different ones. But the key is just Art Marketing Podcast. Write that down. Whatever app you want, search it, subscribe, and you're in business.
Got it. Thank you.
My pleasure. And good luck.
This was
good luck
great.
in the deal.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Appreciate it.
All right. Randy Taylor. And I love that it says Mr. Randy Taylor. How you doing? You'll need to unmute, Randy. Just one click of your microphone will do it.
Thank you.
Yeah.
How important is a book, a coffee table book of your work? Something that can be purchased at a lower price point that is a collective embodiment of your work.
Yeah, absolutely love it. Absolutely love it. My position is that That pricing rant that I went through on the beginning is super important. 0 to 100, 100 to 1,000, 1,000 plus. Non-wall art is a part of the lineup. Very, very, very important. And so a book qualifies for that, right? Because the reality is that if the hardest thing to do is marketing, right? In order to get the highest ROI out of your marketing, when your message reaches whoever it is, if you don't have something to sell them that's not wall art, and they're not in the market for wall art, they're gone. They're going to go watch cat videos and the mass say they're never coming back. So when you have something like that, it's a way for them to say, hey, I love your creativity and I love what you do. I want to reward you for it, but I'm just not in the market for wall art right now. So what do you have, right? So yes, I find the books to be very important. They're a great way. They're a great way to do it. Absolutely great way to do it. And you can do them pretty inexpensively. You know, POD has sort of changed everything. POD is print on demand. No minimums, no inventory. Order of 1 is the same as order of 1,000. Doesn't matter to them. So you can do that now on some of the books and some of the styles through us. If you ever sign up, if you do, you're one-click connected and you can start selling them right away, which is cool.
Thank you.
Yeah, my pleasure. But you still got to get people's attention to buy the book, Randy, which is the rub, right? Which is the rub. Who else, guys? Questions, comments, concerns? Can be anything about anything. And again, you can do the little hand raise deal. You can do the physical hand raise, or you can do the little click the reaction space at the bottom. What else did I want to teach about? I think that's pretty much it. Could you do 3 or 4 websites for the price of one? No. Not what we do. I mean, each website represents the whole package, the whole shebang. 3 or 4 people could team up and have a gallery site, but you know, it is what it is. I almost had a sale there, Emily tells me. Classic. Emily doesn't know what to do because she like comes on here and she's like, where else can I get a website? And I just list off all of our competitors right in the chat. Like, I don't do the pushy sale. I want you guys all to be successful. If you don't see the value in what we do, it's not on you. It is my failure because I have not shown you, but not everyone's ready to hear the message all the time. All right, Jeff, you're up next. Go ahead.
All right. So one of the things that I worry about is over pushing on social media. Mm-hmm. And so I know you guys, you want that cadence of trying to get the sale. Is there a point where there's too much of that, like where you're...
No. You got to get out of your own way. So we fall into these like cognitive biases, right? And one of the primary cognitive biases is that we think every time we post, everyone sees it. The inverse is actually true. No one sees it. No one saw it. No one knew that you were running a sale. No one knew that you were discounting. None of that even exists in the slightest, period. So social media today it's primarily, no matter what anyone else tells you, about serendipity. Okay, what everyone will tell you is likes, comments, shares, reach, video views, all bullshit metrics. Every single solitary one of them. These platforms are designed to give us the little dopamine hits to keep us, the hamsters, on the wheel, running. And everyone lasers in on the metrics that don't matter. Let me tell you what does matter. I'm in the supermarket. It's crazy in there. It's rush hour. I got into a little race with this other gal. I picked the wrong lane. Now I look around the corner. Someone has a cart with 300 things in it, but I'm locked into this one. There's nowhere I can go. This comes out, and onto Instagram I go. I'm scrolling, or onto Facebook I go. And because Jeff had a post in the last 30 minutes, he got my attention. I'm now on his list. Now, there is a small amount of an argument to, and let me just do like show and tell, right? Without question, Instagram is the credit check of artists and photographers today, right? Like it just is. And like let's say I'll I wanted to go to his profile, all that nonsense. So I just found out about this guy somehow, right? So I'd search him on Instagram, and I come on here and I scroll through, and I'm gonna look through all of his posts and kind of learn some more about him, like what he does, right? Ironically enough, it's the photo behind me too. It's my buddy Jonah. You could make an argument that those first time impressions for someone that just discovered you today, you don't want to have sale, right? But
Right.
even when we do it, like we have a service that runs sales for our customers, it's not so in your face. It just doesn't matter. I mean, the reality is just no one saw it. No one saw it. Like, so that's how you behave. And it's scary at first, but you got to just get out of your own damn way on it. Trust me. I've been doing this for a long time. I know. Trust me.
Yeah, it's scary because the following I have is kind of wide, and so, but I don't want to like lose them having a bunch of people saying like, God, this is obnoxious.
Yeah, you won't. And the reality is that I can tell you conclusively, mathematically, like 1 to 2% of those people are going to see any given post. It's pathetic how low the numbers are, right? So you just
you can see that
yeah.
in the insights. You can see that, right? You have 50,000 followers. You're lucky to get 1,000 to see anything.
I know, it's ridiculous, but it's easy to get down in the depths, and like, you know, I've been my whole career in this, right? So, you know, at first it was everyone that follows you on Facebook sees 100% of what you post. You see 100% of what you post, and they needed us, right? They needed us having that experience, so we would tell all our family and friends. As soon as the balance of power shifted, boom, they took it completely pay to play, right? And people were so pissed and got so complainy about that, and then the Instagram, same thing. Oh, this, that, at the other. It's like, you're on rented land. We're all on rented land. Like when you and I were coming up, if we wanted exposure, we were limited to our little geographic area, or spending a ton of money on ads and cable and newspaper ads or radio or driving, doing the roadshow. Like now we don't even have to leave the damn house. So it's like, we gotta have the perspective of still how awesome it is. Like, look, it's someone else's land, fine. But you have to deal with it, right? So, you know, the upside is there. It's incredible what you can do. Worldwide audience, amazing. It's simple, not easy. You got to post regularly and consistently, and being salesy doesn't matter. It really doesn't, not in the slightest. Like some of the biggest art sellers in the world, you know what I always say is like, you know, and I always show his. Most people would say he's number one in the United States. I think probably by some margin because of his business.
Yeah, I actually have one of his pieces here.
Yeah, amazing, right? So go onto his website. Awesome. Go onto his website and see how much stuff is for sale. Go into Gray Malin's website and see how much stuff for sale. Do you know what it is? It's all on sale all the time, 24 hours a day.
Is it?
Yeah, because they don't care. No one, like, you know, the only two brands that I'm aware of that don't discount are Louis Vuitton and Tiffany's. It's just maths, right? It's just maths. And like all of these fine artists can't get out of their own damn way. And it's like, I'm not having sales. I'm not running sales. It's going to cheapen me. And I'm like, is your brand so sweet that you're Louis Vuitton or Tiffany's? Like, I don't know what you've been drinking, but keep it away from me. I don't want that in my life. Quit being so arrogant, right? Like, it's just maths. It's just maths. Discount times scarcity equals human beings more likely to take action, right? Like, you have to, I get the same pushback with the merch all the time, right? Like, all the time with the merch. And it's like, God, you got to get over yourself. When have you ever been to a museum that doesn't have a gift shop? When have you ever been to a concert where they weren't selling T-shirts and everything else? It doesn't cheapen them. It's not going to cheapen you. It's called a business. Do you want to have one or do you want to have a hobby? Anyway, I get fired up about this stuff.
No, it's funny because, I mean, the things you describe are the things I think, right?
I know. All of us. Like, you got to get out of your own way. Like, it's infuriating me. Like, I made this video earlier today. Can I play it? How would I share that? I'd have to add it. It would be a bit of a pain in the butt. But we run sessions like this internally. We call them office hours. I run one day. The CEO runs one day. Guys in my marketing team run them. But the idea is that you're supported throughout your whole journey, questions and answers all the time, right? And it would be way more funny if I play it. I actually want to play it. I want to play it because everyone on here you'll laugh especially, but everyone else on here will laugh because. This is the thing. Like, you guys have got to get the hell out of your own way. You are your own worst enemies up and down the damn stack all the time. And it's like, you know, dealing with it week in, week out, like I have been for as long as I have been, it actually infuriates me because I want you to win so bad. And in order for that to happen, you have to get out of your damn way. All right, so let me see if I can play this and it'll play the audio. Let's see. Oh, I got to turn it on. What's up, ASF fam? You guys should be coming to office hours. Can you hear the audio or no? Because we get incredible questions like this one from Adam.
But I've talked
anyway. Okay, I don't want to get that far into it. What he says is he's like, a store, a retail store, wants wants to get my work in there, and they like my photography, and I've never worked out a deal like this. I'm trying to work out a deal, right? I want to get it in there. What should I do? Should I do a 50-50 split? And I don't know who's going to pay for this and who's going to pay for that. And he genuinely doesn't know. He's never done it before, right? And then in the comments, okay, the Zoom comments, in comes the peanut gallery, which is my customer base, saying, no, it's not a gallery. The split is 60-40. No, it's 70-30. Do this, do that, do that. And I'm like, guys, shut up. Shut up. Okay? He's never been in this retail store. We don't know if the art is going to sell. It could be crickets, nothing, and you could be going right back in there, taking it all off the wall. It could be a hit. It could be anything in between. Being that it's your first store, you only have one job: get the artwork on the wall immediately. The faster that happens, the better. If it sells, then you've got the leverage. If it doesn't, then you did not waste any moment of your life negotiating. If it sells, you can potentially raise your prices, or you could keep your prices at it and then take the store name and put it on your website as featured in, and then go to the other stores and say, did you see how well it's selling down there? You should get me in here. And yet what artists and photographers do is they make it so damn difficult for the store to say yes with the contracts and the negotiation that they're finally like, get the hell out of here. No one deals with this nonsense. I was trying to do you a solid, you know. So there's so many situations that come up. I'm sorry for yelling, but there's so many situations that come up where people, where the artists and photographers blow it, right? Like I mentioned the using the loop and going and finding curator accounts, right? So we had this as a strategy like 2 years ago, maybe even like 3 years ago, and we ended up shutting it down, like not teaching it anymore, because we just weren't sophisticated enough as an organization back then to truly do it. I'm bringing it back now because it's so insanely effective. And I would watch, like, this person has, let's just say it was I remember, it was a guy that has the best paintings of golden retrievers you've ever seen. They're awesome, amazing. So he goes to this golden retriever curator, and it's like one of these celebrity pet, you know, accounts on Instagram, which by the way are crazy. I mean, he's got like 2.5 million viewers, right? And we give them the script to use. So you go on to Instagram and you send the person a direct message. And in the direct message, it's like, it's really short. It's like, hey, you have this awesome account. I know your audience would love this. Golden retrievers are all that I would like to paint. Would you ever consider doing a giveaway? And he gets the response, right? Which is like, yeah, because what they do is they click your Instagram profile, they look at the golden retrievers, they're like, okay, this is great, this is amazing. They're like, yeah, I would love to do it. We have a script for this person. You know what they write back? Wonderful. Let me tell you a little bit about me. And he dumps like 3 paragraphs of his background, where he started, how he got into dogs. And it's like, dude, what are you doing? You're not going to get a response on that. These people are so busy. No one asked you for your life story. You could get into that later. What are you doing? And like those things kept happening. And it just, you guys are your own worst enemy. Okay? It's all right. Step 1 is realizing you have a problem and getting the hell out of it. So that was a long-winded answer about the not being salesy, Jeff, but you could see this is clearly an area of consternation for me, right?
Yeah. Well, at least you're passionate about it.
Yeah. But it's awesome. It's an awesome time to be an artist if you realize like the internet has obliterated the gatekeepers. It's flattened the world, and you know, literally with one of these things in your talent, you can get on the path and grow a huge business. And that's pretty damn exciting. You know, it's pretty damn exciting. But why are you doing your own printing? Printing is such a pain in the butt.
Who said I do my own printing?
You just have, is that one of the new Canon high-end coffee tables that I see behind you?
Expensive coffee table. No, I'm sponsored by Canon, so they give me everything. I've got a whole bunch of printers here. I do my own printing, and probably would offer that as a special, like you said, on a one-off.
Yeah.
But I do it because I can. They provide me everything. I don't have to pay for it, which is great. So
yeah,
a great moneymaker for my clients, because I can print here and fulfill not for fine art stuff, which is why I'm working with you guys, but for clients I shoot for here. It's awesome.
It's handy. Have you ever used a media called Breathing Color?
No.
Ever heard of it?
No. What is that? Is it a paper or what is it?
Yeah. So they make so the guy that founded our company started that company, and he's one of my best friends. We grew up together. So I'm laughing because I used to have the printers too. Back in my day, it was like Epson 9600. That's how far back it was.
And I was sponsored by Epson years and years ago.
Yeah,
and then,
so I had all the media types, and I didn't have to pay for ink, the whole thing. And I turned it on like 3 times. Like I barely used it. My buddy's dad had like a 60th birthday, and he wanted me to Photoshop him shaking hands with a bomber or something as a joke. That's like what I printed on it. Otherwise, I didn't do anything. It's like head strikes and lining it up and finish. Just like no.
Actually, the new stuff is really easy. Yeah. Like it's really easy to line up a print. So, but I do use Bay Photo as well. And I think, and they do a really good job. So, and the fact that they package it up and ship it so well, that's just something I don't want to do. It'd be nice.
It's even more than that. It's like it fundamentally doing all that yourself will not grow your business, and the amount of extra margin does not equal the time of you pressing print, of you boxing it up, of you shipping it, of you putting this stuff on there, sending them the tracking email, It's like, it's not a high ROI use of time.
Yeah, the stuff I print, I take directly to my clients. The stuff, anything has to be shipped, I'll do it through Bay.
Yeah, but to your point, it's like golf clubs, right? And still handy to have that one in the bag. It is.
Well, it also allows me to print. I could print and 5 minutes later be delivering an image, like that kind of thing, which is handy.
Super. Handy. So when are you signing up? You sound super qualified.
No, I'm already signed up. I just signed up, and I've got I shoot for the U.S. Olympic team, and so I do a lot of stuff with B&H and everybody else. Mm-hmm. I just don't sell my stuff, and so I teach all over the world. I've got a large base of images, and haven't done shit with it. So
yeah, it's gonna take you time too, but you're gonna have a huge leg up on everyone. What part of town do you live in?
I'm in the Bay Area, San Francisco area.
Yeah, which that's not a bad spot to be. So
no, it's a good spot. I mean, it's great for client base here. Yeah. As far as print sales though, it's kind of interesting. I'm sure like everybody else that's on this call. I mean, I'm lucky because I shoot for the Olympics. I've got 100,000 followers and blog readers and stuff. So I'm hoping to leverage that for this and turn it into something. But I just like I said, everything you explained is what I am. Like I'm in my own way. Yeah. I was director of marketing for companies in the past, so I understand marketing. But I'll tell you what, marketing your own. I don't know. I'm sure people on this thing see their own work and just think, it's not that good, because we get tired of seeing our own work.
Oh, it's hard. It's hard.
And I just haven't done much to try to push it. So I just signed up recently, and we haven't even launched the site yet. I'm trying to figure out a launch strategy on that. But so I'm just kind of jumping on some of these calls when I have a chance just to listen in.
The launch strategy is make sure the thing takes credit cards and launch it.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah. I always quote the LinkedIn guy, which is Reid Hoffman, right? Yep. And his line, the guy's so smart. If you're not embarrassed by your first version, you've launched too late. So
yeah, I'm embarrassed by the first version. What?
You've launched too late.
Yeah.
Because everyone thinks that like, I've launched. Here's this big thing. It's like, no. It's not some big thing. It's 3,000 tiny little steps. Each, you're constantly iterating, constantly changing. It's never perfect. It doesn't matter. Push the damn boat in and see if it floats. That's it, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, welcome aboard. Look forward to working with you.
I appreciate it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Who else? Comments, questions, concerns? Could be anything about anything. All right. You guys are a quiet bunch today. It's fine by me. It's Friday. Sooner this happens, the sooner I'm into the garage fridge for an ice cold beverage that I've earned. I've been on way too many Zoom sessions this week. I'm going to send you guys all this video, if it recorded correctly. I don't know if it did or if it didn't, as well as a bunch of follow-up material. I really want you guys to either listen on the podcast or you can come to the blog. Some people are, it's different strokes for different folks, right? But some people are visual learners. They like to read. Some people like watching the video. Some people like listening to the audio. It doesn't matter to me. If you just come to the Art Storefronts blog, just Google it. It's this one and the Jonah one. The Jonah one is really, really good too. So this kid's, he's 29. He's selling $100,000 of his work a month. I mean, I think this guy's going to be the next Weiland, and it's really cool because I did like you know, an in-depth on that note, an in-depth interview with him, like asked him a bunch of questions, and then there's another video down below where he answers questions for people in the Zoom. And so he did it, Jonah did it, and then also Meg was the one. I'm going to do a bunch more of these too. And so same thing, like, you know, interview and then the Q&A. And I find that it's just like really, really interesting to hear it. Not from me, not from anyone at Art Storefronts, but like the actual customers that are doing it. And what was really cool, and I sent this to Jonah earlier, but Jonah's got this thing where he runs a sale. Okay, he runs a sale that instead of a sale, he goes, it's make me an offer day. And he sends that to his list and he goes, I only do this twice a year. It's called Make Me an Offer Day. If you were interested in any of my pieces, but they were too expensive, make me an offer. Let's talk about it, right? So he talks about that in his technique and how he goes through it. And then Wednesday on this session, someone was like, dude, I took your Make Me an Offer advice to heart, and I sold 2 huge pieces on Saturday. Thank you so much. And I was like, dude, wasn't my idea, it was Jonah's. And I told Jonah, and Jonah was all fired up about it. So anyway, really, really cool stuff. I want you to listen to those 2 things. So I'll send them to you after this is over. I want you guys to subscribe to the podcast. It will help. It's totally free. I'm updating it weekly now, which I wasn't doing in the past. Should be awesome. And then other than that, guys, any finals before we call it a day and move into Friday and the weekend? All right, guys. We all wish Raphael a happy retirement weekend. Okay, there's nothing coming Monday morning for Raphael. I'll tell you that much. Look forward to those days. All right, thanks, guys. Everybody have a wonderful weekend.